All right. Hey, everybody. If you're out there in the interwebs watching this, thank you for joining us here. We're going to be talking about the rear lighting on the Gold Strike product line. I'm Ken Madden with Gold Strike. This is Lance Kugler, our general manager. And we can get started. I'll give you a little overview of what we're going to talk about today, and then we'll just get right into it. First of all, thank you for coming. Thanks for taking some time out of your day to watch this. As I'm going through and you have questions, feel free to just type them into the comments area. We've got a couple guys over here taking care of that, and they'll ask us the questions, and we'll try to get it to you live right away. So if you have something you want to see or something like that, let us know. So we're going to go over a little bit of rear lighting products today on the back side of the motorcycle. And this is fitting for 2018 to current models.
Yep.
And we have, as many of you know, we have a lot of stuff, but you might not know everything we have, or there might be some details of some of the lighting we have that you didn't realize. So we're going to talk a little bit about the trunk light, the Spar lights. We've got a rack light, the saddlebag lights.
Tour tips, all types of lights.
All types of lights. So we're going to go over that. We're going to start at the top and work our way down. So with that, as we get things going here,
Let's get lit.
let's get lit. All right. Do you have a...
Can we pause just for like 20 more seconds so we can get those live?
We're good.
We are?
Yeah, we're live. Sorry about that. A little technical difficulty we're working on. But so we're going to start with the trunk rack light right here. And this one here, as you saw when it started up, also has the light strike capabilities. So as you squeeze the brake, you can see that it blinks. Light strike is a system that we've developed that works with, on this particular bike, it works with the trunk light and or the trunk rack light and the trunk light. And it's a programmable through your phone. You can program it to do a whole bunch of different things. Now we have a whole separate page because we could honestly spend a whole hour and a half on just light strike.
And
so
yeah, it's endless.
It's endless. So if you want to see more about the light strike, go ahead and go to the goldstrike3d.com, or right here on our YouTube page, you can see it as well. But anyway, we're going to get going with that. So this light here, these are available for the racks, and
they're only available with the racks.
Yes.
So if you buy the rack separate, the light is not available separate. So you have to make sure you want the light. You got to get the rack. So it's a run and brake light only, no turn signals, but it is packed with all of our light strike technology in it.
So that light strike technology includes the ability to, like you saw, make it flash when you hit the brake. It gives you a brake burst mode. You can adjust the brightness of the running light.
Startup modes.
Yep, startup mode. So it'll animate
12 animations.
Somewhere in there. It animates cool when you start it up. So it brings some attention to the back of the bike as you fire it up.
Brake pulse modes. Initial braking modes while you're standing still. It has a lot of different modes that you could change.
So with that too, the ability to change that, once you set it, it's set. It remembers it. You don't have to do it every time. You set it once the way you like it. If you want to change it, you can. But it remembers whatever the last program you had in there. And then the trunk light as well. The trunk light has the same technology in it, and we'll talk about the trunk light in a minute when we get to it. But these ones, like Lance was telling you, so the rack either comes with or without a light. They're not sold separately, so you just depend on what you want.
Black or chrome.
There you go. You can't miss.
Flat rack versus a tube rack. It's a clean setup. You don't no modifying. It just drops in. The wires are all hidden. Yeah.
Exactly. So that's the trunk light. Now we're going to move on. We're going to move right back over here into our tour tips. So these lights, they do a little bit more. So those have a turn signal in them as well. And see, if you can see, the turn signal is an amber turn signal. It's sequential. And if I turn that off, we'll let that go, and I can hit the brakes. It's also a brake light. So these are nice, small little lights, and you can take that over to the table and show it to them. So Lance is going to show you on the table here what these are. They're very, very simple to install and work extremely well. Just a nice way of having a subtle light on the back.
So it's a nice, simple VHB, 3M VHB. Our friends down the road right here in St. Paul make all this VHB lighting. They're great. The light just attaches, and the wire then tucks right in behind the tour pack the tour pack backrest for the passenger. So you get two lights, one on each side. This is not light strike. It is just it's on, off, turn, brake, light.
Yep. And as you can see, it's got that sequential pattern to it. One nice thing about them is they really just kind of disappear. So when the bike is off, and maybe we can get back to the full screen here. Let me shut the bike off and kind of give you an idea what they look like with the bike off. So there you have them on. You can see the light right here. If I turn that off, you see it just kind of disappears and blends into the bike and just looks like
Hides in the shadows a little bit.
Yep, exactly. Especially if you have a rack. And I know if you're thinking, if you have a rack, do you even see them? Well, yes, because you're looking straight in, you can see right to that light, and it's very bright. So,
A lot of customers out there, the earlier trunks, we had one that went all the way across the back, and you really can't do that with this one. So we did it as a pair of separate ones because of the way all the racks, the genuine Honda rack, our rack, the way they mount in there, there's no way to put one all the way across. And if you put it all the way across, you can't see all the way under here anyway. So
mhm.
we decided just to do the outer edges.
Yep, the upgrade to the tour pack was just they took our space away, is what they
Yes,
did.
they did.
So we modified and
We conquered.
we conquered. So
Yeah.
those are our tour tips. And with all of our lighting too, you're gonna remember this. There's a limited lifetime warranty on all of the LEDs. If you ever have a problem with an LED or anything, you give us a call. We gotta make sure that we take care of you.
Yep.
So that's kind of across the board here on
Yeah,
all of the lights.
limited lifetime warranty to the original purchaser. Yeah, as long as you have all your stuff, we just take care of it. Yeah.
Yep, absolutely. So anyway, next thing we're going to move on to now is the trunk light. So the trunk light, I am going to grab, and let's see, let's get, oh, here we go. It's right here.
Brake levers right there.
Yeah, use the brake lever. I don't know why I was grabbing something else. So if you notice, when I first squeezed it, now this trunk light is light strike. I'm going to show you a little more light strike. So as I'm squeezing the brake, it's just on. It's because it has a cool down period. I'm going to let that sit for a minute and I'll squeeze the brake again. It'll cool down for a little bit. So if you're in a lot of traffic or something, you don't want it flashing every time that you squeeze the brakes because you're on there. If you're riding with a group of people, I know if you've ridden behind somebody that's got a lot of lights and they all flash.
Get annoying at times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if that one time you want to squeeze, now when I squeeze it, you'll see it'll do that. It'll do the pulse in the up one did the same thing. So you have some time. It's a cool down period for them that you're able to make it so it doesn't flash all the time. That's just one of the hundreds of little different
Well,
things you do with
yeah,
light
because
strike.
you have that, you have the initial braking options, you
Mhm.
have the hold brake options, you have turn signal options.
Yep. So here's our turn signal right here. This turn signal, you can make the whole half of the thing blink. You can make it sequential in different ways. You can change it from amber to red
Yeah,
if you want it.
that's big.
And those are all big things. Now, also with this light, we've talked a little bit of light strike. Let's talk about the light itself. It's designed to seamlessly blend completely into the cavern of the back of the trunk lid here, and we did that. It's form fit exactly to it. So I mean, we take
Very precise.
very precise computer scanning digital of the bodywork to make sure that it fits absolutely perfect line to line every time. So we've
Yep.
been able to do that, and this one here has been one of our most popular. It's when we first started Gold Strike in 2018. It was our first product. That was the first thing we worked on. We looked at the bike and said, "Boop! I think we need a light."
They gave you a billboard for
It's
it.
like they made it for us. They
Correct.
said, "Let's put a light there." So
This one is one of the few that, well, actually, this tour pack, a lot, we have to drill a hole for this one and a couple other ones for this. So.
yes. So we try to make it so you don't have to drill a hole for any of our products, but sometimes we come up with something that we like so much that was so cool. It's like we have to drill a little bit of a hole there. So it's not too bad to do. It is still a pretty easy install. It's a little more involved because you get to take the trunk apart, but we've got videos on that. You can go through our YouTube page and watch for install videos on how to do it if you have any questions.
Doing it.
And it's me doing it too. So I mean,
Can't get any better.
I put a lot of these on. I got pretty good at it. So I think moving on now, we should go to let's go to the Spar light on the side. So that's this guy right here. So on the side of the bike, we've got the Spar light. And that again is, now this one is not light strike. This is a straight run turn brake. And we did that just to have some bright light on the side that's up high. And I'll show you what the turn signal looks like too. So that's turn. And this is going to be all red. And it's a ABS housing with the polycarbonate lens, like all of our lighting is. So it's really strong. It holds up. It's not going to fade and chip and get weird on you later on. They're just they're a nice bright light. You can see that with just, it's about 12 inches of LEDs. You know,
Yeah,
it is a lot of light that you're
a lot
adding
of
to the
lights.
side of your bike.
We have our lenses, the way the lenses was designed, it has optics built into it, so it gives you a very clean, precise look.
Yes. So it almost looks like it's really like rubies or a piece of jewelry that you're looking at was the whole idea of it, you know, because when it's off, you want it to look nice too. And so this amount of light up high on the side of the bikes, you know, as I mentioned before, there isn't a lot of light on the side of these things. So this adds light up high and on the side. So it enhances safety. And of course, I think, you know, it looks great. We call them the Spar kind of, they were born off of the idea of a spar of an airplane,
Yeah,
airplane
or
wing or
cars
something
had
like
little
that.
spar strip running
Yep.
down the sides of them, and yeah, it
So
looks
that
nice.
was a
This is 21 and later only. Does not work on the earlier
correct.
tour packs.
Correct. They are available in black and red,
As you
or
see,
black, black and chrome.
black and chrome,
Yes,
the other red.
exactly. Chrome, the other red.
Yes.
So, oh, we got a question.
There's a question about the white stripe lights.
Yes.
The parade mode work.
The light strike has something called parade mode, and there's a gentleman here asking, or gentlewoman, I'm not sure, asking how that works. So the parade mode, when you go into the light strike app, you can go in there and you can set it to so the animation on the lights, whichever light is controlled by light strike, you can make that so it just goes in an animation. There's a bunch of different animations you can pick from.
You can pick randoms, or you can pick specific ones you want it to continue to
Right.
run.
The trick is we made that we made it so you have to password protect and get it in there every time you go in there, because we didn't want to have a sort of situation like these, set it up in parade mode and forget about it and get on your bike and ride down the road and then your light's going crazy in the back
So every
and you
time
get
you
pulled
shut the
over.
bike off, it resets itself back to where it was before. Unfortunately, we will always leave it that way just for safety reasons.
Yeah, for safety reasons and to be able to stay, you know, compliant with most laws and things like
Yeah,
that.
we don't want everybody mad at us.
Because I know I'd forget and ride
Yep.
around with the thing blinking all the time because I've done that many times on testing.
Yeah, so all the light strike ones do have that option built into them.
Yeah, absolutely. Do we have one more question?
I don't think this is light related, but the question is what's under the rear wheel cover?
What's under the rear wheel cover? So what we have there, I can just, it isn't lights, but we're talking about the mud flap. So we have, it's a mud flap that actually, instead of coming back outward from the bike, it actually tips back in and helps to,
Yep.
it helps to collect more of the spray and dirt and stuff.
Well, when you also get this mud flap, you also get these filler panels here. And on the back side of that mud flap, there's actually cutouts in there. So if you have a trailer hitch,
Yep.
you can just simply cut along those already predetermined lines and set it up for trailer hitch.
And it gives you a notch to put the hitch, the receiver part through, so you still have all of your, you'll still have all of the mud flap protection there, especially if
Just
your
wraps around
trailer.
the hitch.
And because it's angled in, it kind of gathers it. I mean, it doesn't collect it where it's going to build up and hit your tire, because
Just drops to the
it
ground.
just drops to the ground. But instead of spraying it everywhere, it slows it down and drops it to the ground. It works really, really well for that. And with the side flaps too, it helps keep the back of your bike when you don't have a trailer a lot cleaner. So thanks for the question. That was a good one. That was a good one. So any other questions, or we're going to keep moving on? All right. So we can move on now to, let's go Reflector.
Reflector.
Yes.
Right here.
That's stirring it up a little bit.
Yes, we are.
So this is a reflector replacement. So on your bike, you have one small reflector right there. And of course, it's just a reflector. And we thought, you know what? A nice, simple little light that's just a nice little running light would be a great thing to have there. So in it itself, and this was one of the ones I designed, so I like this part. I'm a little bit biased towards it. The idea was we took, like, from the front of the bike where it has that nice wing, that chrome plated wing that's in the headlight. We want to kind of mimic that on the back too. So it's got a chrome just like the front, so it kind of blends in with the feel of the bike. It's a run light only. It's really simple to put in. You pop it through, you drill a hole.
You have to enlarge. There's a hole there. You have
Yep.
to enlarge. You got plugs right here. It actually just plugs right into the license plate light.
Yeah, plugs right in the license plate light.
OE plugs, no splicing, no dicing.
Yep. Yep, absolutely. And your license, of course, it doesn't replace your license plate light. It just plugs right into it. And works really. It's a nice small addition to the back of your bike. It looks really cool whether it's on or off. We have them in red or clear like this. And the red one's on the bike. Actually, I can turn that off if you want to see what that looks like off. So again, it kind of blends in, but just gives a little bit of class to the back of your bike. And fire it back up there. And we got a question. Another question. Great.
Since these lights are for the back of the bike and the side saddlebags, are they all red when turned off? This customer doesn't want any white colored lights on the bike.
I got you. Okay. So the question is, what color are the lights when they're turned off? So I will turn them off and show you. So right now, the lights that are on the back of the bike that are some of them are red, some of them are clear.
Lenses.
The clear lenses are done that way for a reason, because as we did the optics for a lot of these, it has light pipes in it, and you can't have a light pipe with a colored lens. It has to be crystal clear. So the filler panel lights have clear lenses. The center is a light pipe. We're going to talk about those in a minute. That's actually next. And then the side of the saddlebag lights are also clear because they both had. We wanted to have the optics work a certain way, but
In certain countries, you have to have a clear amber lens. In certain countries, are let light
Mhm.
for turn. You can't have any red. So we try to cross that line between the U.S. market and the European markets.
So I'll fire that up, and we can talk next about the filler panel lights actually.
Yeah.
And we can do there is the filler panel lights that we have. As you can see them there, we've got, they have a light pipe in the middle. So I'm going to actually turn the turn signal on while we're here. It's a little bit difficult to see in the camera because it's washing it out, but that center section is raised, and it's actually a raised piece of plastic lens that goes right to where the LEDs are shining out, so it creates a light pipe. And then the light is bent 45 degrees, so it flashes out. At the end of that rib on the outside of it, there's three facets, and each facet shoots light a different way. So as we were developing these, using some of our really cool programs we have for figuring out where light's going to go, that's what we did. And the idea of these is the further back you stand, the more pronounced that the amber light gets, and so it gets a lot more intense when you get back further. The idea of that being, when a car's rolling up on you, when they're further away, you want to make sure that that's where it gets the most amount of you want them to see for as far away as possible. So as you get closer, it doesn't get dimmer. It
Well,
just
that's where the optics come in. Most
correct.
people will stand in front of a light and say, "Hey, it's bright, it's bright, it's bright,"
Mhm.
but it's not bright when you start going down the road farther.
Yep. Or if you're off center from the light. I mean, I think we've all seen LEDs in the past where it's really bright when you're looking straight on it, but if you get a little bit off it this way, it goes really dim. And the idea of the optics on most of our lights that we do is that you're getting multiple angles. It's not just what the angle of the LED is.
Correct.
So,
And one thing we haven't really talked about much on all of our lights is all of our lights have this JAE connector on
mhm,
them.
mhm.
It's a watertight connector. So when we plug it in, it is a watertight connection. It's an OE style plug, and it is tight. You don't get any water in there. There's no crimping of any screws and splicing and tightening down on anything.
And it's one of the reasons when you look, there. I'll just on a little sidebar here that's not on the track. I'm going off script, everybody. A lot of counterfeits out there, guys, and you'll find that the counterfeits don't have the same plugs that we do. They have something that looks similar to it, but it's not the same. They don't work the same. The
They don't have
rubber's not as
seals
good.
on
They're
them.
not
They don't.
sealed.
Yeah.
So if you're gonna buy, make sure you buy from a trusted dealer, buy direct from us, or but
Yeah.
definitely make sure that
It'll
you're
come in a
buying.
golden black box.
Yes, make sure, if you get something in a paper box, it ain't light strike, and it ain't gold strike. So
Correct.
anyway, getting back on track here.
Yes.
The filler panel lights. So these things adhere right to the panels. Everything's plug and play. You just run them up under the seat and plug them into the harness that we're going to talk about in a little bit here. They're available in chrome or black, and
Only a clear lens.
only a clear lens on those, simply because it is a light pipe, and that's how to make that work.
Yep. It was one of our original lights we made for the Goldwing line.
Yeah. This is and it's been a very popular light, so it's easy to use, easy to install.
Yeah. It was very easy to install.
So next up, I think we can move over to let's go to the saddlebag light for the rear of the side of the saddlebag. And we can talk about the front one too at the same time. So the idea here, again, with the clear lens, we wanted to, we didn't have a lot of space to put a lot of light. So we had to take the space we used that we had and be able to bend that light different ways and shine it out so that we make it look right. So the center section of this that's right up here, it might be a little bit hard to see on that, but it's raised up, and it actually is thick on the bottom too, and it has lenses that shoot the light out in multiple directions, as well as it has side emitting LEDs as well that shoot up and down, because the shape of the piece is like this, and it'll shoot up and then shoot out. So it makes a really, really cool lighting effect, because of that. It's a little bit hard to show there. Yeah, there you can see it there. That's a pretty good shot. So all those lines that are inside of there, all those lines and striations are all designed for a certain way to bend light a certain way to get it to shoot out. So it has a really interesting look to it. And those again have been a really popular light for us.
It's one of our stable lights. I mean, it's part of the original lineup that we did for the Goldwing.
And once again, just to show you, they are run and turn, as you can see. And they throw a lot of light. Now, one of the nice things that those lights does too is it lights up the ground. So as you hit the turn signal, you're actually lighting up the ground as well. So in nighttime, you're shooting light down and out. So whereas the Spar lights on top give you a nice visibility from the top, this other one sends a glow to the ground. Looks really cool too. So add a little safety, add a little coolness. Can't hurt. Can't hurt. So that's the rear saddlebag light. Now the front one replaces the reflector. So if you remember on your bike, you probably, if you have these, you may not remember. It's forgettable when you put them on that there was a reflector on there. So there's a reflector. It has one screw in the back side, and then this replaces that and goes in there. And it's designed to fit exactly to the panel, and it screws on with a screw from the back side. And it's designed to work with the other saddlebag lights. So if I could bring up that picture, Mark, one more time of the two of them from the side, what we can do here is we can show you, if you see the two of them, how they work together, they blend together. There's a curve on one that matches the other. So when you put them together, they look great. Again, chrome or black, depending on what you want to do. We have them both ways. And it's plug and play with everything else. And it's a pretty simple light, actually. It's nice.
It is. It's easy to install. It's simple. Again, the JA connector, like all of our other ones, it has some optics in the lens, the stud in the back. It goes in nice and clean.
Yep.
It drops right into that little cavity that's already built into the saddlebag lid.
And you do have to drill something on the side of your saddlebag, but where you're going to drill the hole for the wire is outside where the seal is, so you're never drilling into anywhere where there's going to be water intrusion into your saddlebag. Again, we've got some great videos on how to install those. They've been easy product. A lot of people get a little bit intimidated taking the saddlebag apart. Sometimes
we go over it really well.
It's pretty easy once you get past popping the black plastic part off of the painted part. It makes a lot of noise, and it sounds like you broke something, but you didn't. Trust me, Honda did a phenomenal job engineering these to get them to snap apart.
Different sound when you break it.
Yes.
Different
So
sound.
once we crossed that bridge of that, we were like, okay, this isn't hard. So we've got videos on that 03D or sorry, Gold Strike.
Gold Strike 3D.
But it's on our YouTube page, and you can see those there. So moving on from that, I think we've talked about all of our lights we wanted to mention, except for, of course, this guy. So this is our lighted flagpole. There's a row of LEDs on each side of these, white LEDs shooting in that light up the flag as you go down the road for the evening. So you get this beautiful look. You can see kind of what it looks like there on the screen. It's a little bit hard. We've got so many lights in here to see it. But
the flag, it comes with the US flag. They're all triple sewn, corner stitched. The flag's easy to replace. There's a couple screws up here, a couple screws down there. You slide this back, the flag comes out. So if you have your favorite flag you want to put in there, it fits in there just perfect. This is a standard 6x9 flag. And then we have it mounted with our tour pack mount that's made for the 21 and later tour packs. We have one for the 18 to 20 tour packs also, but they are totally different mounts. But this is an incredible look on a
and like any good infomercial, hey Lance, what if you don't want a lighted flagpole? Is there a chance to get one that doesn't have a light in it?
Yes, we have them that don't have lights also.
So you can
But
go.
This is all about lighting today.
This is about lighting today, but I know someone might have that question, so we're trying to answer that for you. So yeah, we got a question.
John was wondering why we don't put disconnects near the light. He suggested that's an improvement we could make.
John suggested we put disconnects near the light.
For which light?
On any of
the
lights.
backlights you don't never really have to take off, so we really don't need them back there, so we just run a home run right back to a connector. We have some future projects that we may be changing that stuff.
Yes,
for the front lights.
That has been something that's been asked before, and what I say is stay tuned. We'll have an answer for you shortly. But the rear lights, once you plug them in, like in our Harley Davidson and Indian side of things, they all have quick disconnects because saddlebags have to come off and on constantly.
Yeah.
And if that happens and you need to be able to disconnect too quick, we do that. So we do understand your question. It is a good question they bring up, but we are addressing that. So thank you so much. So moving on from the lighting, now you have all these lights. So if you guys have Goldwings out there, we all like our lights. I'm certainly one of the guys that puts way too many lights on the bike. And now you under the seat, you have this rat's nest that you cannot, it's hard to decipher. It's easy for wires to get pinched. It's easy for there to be problems. You put the seat back on and off. You never know, if you unplug one, you can never find it. Well, we solved that problem with the original was our lighting, our rear lighting harness, and that is there's a right side and a left side, and each side of the harness had 4 outlets to get to it, which was great when you were going to run 4 lights, but you can run a lot more than 4 lights, and it's not just our products, it's other people's products too, as we were finding, and people want to just have one answer for that. So what we did is, while we were developing our original light harness, we developed something for trailers. We developed something for a distribution way of doing it and putting it together. And we thought, you know what? We still just have a bunch of wires under there that we're having to deal with. So we said, what if we did a hard block and a hard cased block that has real relays in it that are mechanical relays, so they're super strong. They're going to stand up to the motorcycle rigors of the vibration and the different temperatures and rain and storms and snow that halfway is run into. And
Well, you got salt in the air. You have
salt in the air, all
down
that.
by the coast. You have salt. You're in the cold weather. You have salt, and you have all this dirty water
Exactly.
getting underneath it.
So as water gets into electronics, they don't like it. And especially when you're dealing with CAN bus systems and things like that. Our original lighting harness and stuff has worked wonderfully, but we had so many people say, hey, what, I got a trailer, I need to plug it in somehow. And we're like, well, we had already developed a trailer harness and a isolation for the trailer back when we did the original one, we just didn't come out with it right away. So when we saw what we were doing and talked to more customers on the road about what they're actually pulling, looked at their bikes. You know, we've got a great Goldwing club around here that these guys are so helpful to us when we need to see, I want to see what 10 bikes look like and make sure we're testing enough things and we're getting it right. So this distribution block that we came up with here is, this solves that problem. So you can run up to 12 lights per side, so 24 lights that you can plug into it. You wire it directly to the battery, and that gives you your positive and your negative. And then each one of these ports, it comes with rubber plugs in it, as you can see in the picture there that we're showing. Those little plugs plug in there, and it'll come completely filled with that, and that keeps the water and everything out of the inside.
Keeps it watertight.
Yep.
Watertight.
Keeps it watertight, so you can plug in some, and you can leave those little rubber plugs in there, and then it'll be all nice and safe. And meanwhile, you can get all of these lights now tucked neatly into there. And like I said, right from there, you can run up to 12 sets of right and left side lights.
And if you decide, well, I need more than 12 lights, you could just put one of our Y adapters or 1-into-4 adapters on there, and it will then expand that port into either 2, or it'll expand it into 4.
Yep, exactly. So it's a really cool setup. It works extremely well. It has a trailer. It has a trailer pigtail. I'm Elmer Fudding it. There's a trailer harness that comes off. I believe it's a 5-wire, correct? 5-wire trailer harness.
This one.
And so you can wire your trailer. We left that open so that you can just do whatever you want in there. We also have adapters, and maybe you can talk a little bit about the adapters.
Yeah, we have adapters that will you can have a universal one that has our JE connector on there that plugs right in, and then it has 4 wires on it. You can solder into whatever you need to solder it into. You have a different brand light, and then we also make it so you can hook your favorite Karaoke or Pathfinder light directly in, and it's not a splice, it is a plug-in, done.
Yep. So it's an adapter goes plug to plug, and we did that because there's other companies has some cool lights too. We're not gonna lie, and we want you to be able to use this block with all of them and still be safe without having to cut and splice wires everywhere. So
each one of these ports is its own 3 amp max resettable fuse built into the circuit board. So if anything has happened, you cut a wire, a rock comes up, whatever happens, that port will shut off until you fix it and recycle the bike, then they come back on.
Yep. So it's a resettable piece, and that's
Self-resetting.
it's self-resetting, and that's why that is the size it is, because these relays and things were not small; they were good sized.
Yep, and we have a turn signal relay that's inside there, so we're taking all the load off the bike. We put it all into this. We use a mechanical relay, which is more durable, stronger relay than the electronic ones.
Yep, exactly. So yes, another question.
Matt is wondering if we have a brake light flash module installed and if we can demo it.
We don't have one installed on this.
We don't have one installed on this bike, but we're going to talk about that next. That's our next thing, is the brake light.
Can you demo how the flash works on the light strike app?
No, because we don't have it hooked up on this bike, because we have all the right.
It's not.
What it does. So the question is this: can we show you on this bike?
The brake module that's part of light strike is built into the circuit.
So are we talking about the one that is the module or the ones that are built into the lights?
I think the question is about the module, but since we can't show that, can we show what flashing?
Well, we have a picture up on the screen.
Yeah, we can show you on the screen here. So if you look on the screen here, we're just, sorry about that, guys. We're trying to make sure we get your question answered. So this flash module, I'm going to let you take this. The idea of the flash module is you can flash your stock lights.
Yeah, so you can take your stock lights. Obviously, we can't do any kind of sequential or anything like that with it because the stock light is made very simple. So what we do is we just go in there and we change what the power is doing, and we either do wig-wag flashing or we do on-off flashing to the stock lights. Now you can install that like on a regular gold one with no tour pack. You can install the one with the tour pack, and it can, if you have one of our harnesses installed.
Ooh, we're gonna get cozy here. I'll switch places.
If you have one of our harnesses installed or the distribution block installed, it'll act different depending on where you put it on each side of this plug. So this is the plug that goes into your OE harness. So if you plug it on the feed side, it will control everything that is hooked to this harness. If you can plug it on the outside, it will control just the factory tail lights. Now, if you say, well, I want all the ones that don't have light strike hooked up to it, you can do that. You end up with a harness similar to this and a harness in front of it. You end up with two harnesses on each side of it to separate the lights out.
And so the reason we did this one too is just for some guys don't want a bunch of lights on their bike, but they want to be able to have their tail lights flash and their stock stuff. So this one you can just plug direct in, and then you'll be able to have the flashing brake lights, your stock lights will flash, and your turn signal stuff will work.
Yep, and it'll do a startup function. You can pick up a couple startup functions. The functions, they don't have as much as one of these lights because we designed these lights. We didn't design these lights. So it has not nearly as much functions, but it does give you what you're looking for. The brake hold functions, the braking function with the flashing, the wig-wag if you're holding the brake, and different time sequences.
And that's what the looped video that's on there right there on screen that you're seeing if you're watching on YouTube there, that's showing kind of what it does. This is the wig-wag brake mode that it's on right now. And that it allows you to set that up in there. So
yeah, there's quite a few options considering you only have a light that just goes on and off. We're just manipulating it a little bit and trying to get it to do different things.
So with that kind of wraps up the lighting and the how to plug it in distribution part of it. Is there any other questions people have about any? I mean, we have a lot of lights here and stuff, and we have a couple minutes, so we could entertain some questions if anyone wants to know anything else about any of our product at all. And if not, we can sign off. And again, thank you so much for watching this. As I mentioned before, it'd be great if you go to your dealer, make sure you're getting correct parts and it's actual Gold Strike product. and you can come to us direct too.
Yep.
So we've
And
got some great dealers out there. We're happy to get you to go to your Honda dealer and talk to them, because we'd love to have the Honda dealers understand more about accessories. So you guys are the key to that, is to walk in the dealership and say, hey, do you have any Gold Strike?
yeah, and you know, you have questions. You're not sure how everything's going to plug together. Will it work with this? You know, we have our tech support line, we have our customer service line. We're here to help. We're
Yeah,
help to help understand it and get you all the correct part numbers. If you're just looking for a stack of part numbers, we can help you with that.
absolutely. And right down to even if you want shirts, we have these Goldwing shirts
Yeah.
that
Designed by Ken.
designed by me, and it was one of the shirts that I wanted to do for myself. And we said, hey, those are kind of cool. Let's do
Yeah.
them. So anyway, we do have those shirts, and that's on goldstrike3d.com. Of course, you've got our go to Goldstrike3D on any of the socials, and you can see more about it. We're always doing exciting. Send us pictures of your bike. Go ahead and send us some pictures of your bike. So we'd love to see more, and thank you for watching. We really appreciate it. Until next time, we'll see you later.
Thanks.